realizes he kind of just has to commit, hopes for Wisdom to try and get a little bit of assistance over the wall, isn't able to do it. Flash away from Nicholas gets him almost to safety as Hook here, interrupted by Wisdom, good work, but still goes down to Vendetta's feathers. Eventually the Trundle does fall to the follow-up, but you can see it just ends up being a 2v2 where unfortunately Team Phantasma have to just run with their tails tucked between their legs.
And this is the action we wanted to see here at the Amazon European Masters. All the pace, all the kills is what we saw yesterday, and it's what we lacked a little bit in game number one. But you know, when teams want to be disciplined and controlled, that's always fun. We like to see teams that are playing a game of chess, but sometimes you just want to play Jenga. And with a 2-2 scoreline at 4 or 5 minutes in, it looks like Phantasma and Game Elysian are doing just that. But let's just zoom out a little bit. What are we really expecting to see from these two teams in the next 2-3 minutes with the likes of First Dragon and Rift Herald spawning up?
Yeah, I think what we're probably gonna see is more focus from GL towards this bottom side. They don't really have much of a reason to play towards the Jace Gnar lane. I think we're just gonna see Danka try and make a bit of a repeat of it, but I think the issue is now that Danka's a little bit behind on Nicola, Trundle's almost always gonna out skirmish you in the very early stages here. It could be very hard for him to actually make anything happen. As I've just realized, Danka's gone for the Spellbook Jarvan. It's definitely a very interesting take on the inspiration tree. It's definitely something I've seen conversation happen about, because obviously Jarvan kind of does the same thing regardless of what rune is in your pocket, whether it's Conqueror, whether it's, you know, the first strike that we've seen more recently kind of popularized by Malrong in the LEC. Danka could have just sentenced himself to death almost, but has backup from Wisdom and Jinjo. But Spellbook, something that can kind of be utilized. You know, you don't have Flash. Okay, now all of a sudden I've got Ignite. And I have all of these different summoner spell options, which kind of give me a little more versatility. Of course, the first strike does give you a little bit of bonus damage, but more importantly, the gold as a low economy jungler like Jarvan, being able to generate a little bit of extra gold during your engages is something that definitely can't be undervalued. And even heard talk of glacial augment simply because, of course, you can proc it with the lockup. Definitely a cool take. As you can see, Anka now has the heal. So if somebody tries to skirmish him, all of a sudden, he's got around an extra 200 HP to actually work with. So you can see some of the versatility of the rune. We'll see how much UC actually gets out of it in the later stages, as focus on the bottom lane still there for GL. They're able to pick up this dragon. Team Phantasma just didn't quite have the lane set up in order to contest.
Team Phantasma were just hanging around, hoping, maybe still hoping to try and make a play happen in the bot side, but moving up towards top where Bako just clearing out under his tower. Jason Gnar, of course, a lot of damage coming out of that one. But no junglers have really been able to get too involved. Is that somewhere we can maybe see Danka and Nicolex try to impact towards stuff like the Rift Herald spawning in a minute's time?
Yeah, they definitely can. I feel like it should favor Team Phantasma, just because they should probably have first move from Bako on the Jace, as Nicolex gonna get into Danka's face here. Remember, the heal still in back pocket.
A lot of damage coming on through. There's the heal, and Nicolex a little bit surprised. He's going to be rooted up, takes a bit of damage. Esek trying to get the damage down, but the charm from the Ahri. Will the LeBlanc be able to get the kill? No, Nicolex is going to be able to dive away as another passive popped from the mid laner, and it will, as you said, be Bako the first one to move, as he's going to help steal away this red buff.
Yeah, and we'll steal away. And now I expect to turn around towards that Herald. Sunny and Vendetta getting poked out a little bit here. Actually, the CS difference is so large. My goodness, I didn't realize how hard Jinjo and Wisdom were winning out as a Nicolex. For now, just going to return to the Gromp. I think that should just about give him level 6. And with that level 6, that should confirm the ability to take down the Herald uncontested. So I don't mind this. Gives Bako as well and Pape a little bit of extra time to manage their waves into a position where Nicolex could start this Herald up if so needs be. Sakura actually has Mega Gnar, so now a brief window of time where slowing on the Herald could be risky. But once that time's out, I think they'll be a little more comfortable to get this one started. However, Ahri's actually gone for a reset, so the Herald being started up a little bit out of sync with the mid lane, but it seems like GL feel like they are in no position to contest regardless of whether or not they could have numbers advantage here.
Yeah, and Bako moving over that ward and just hanging around in the bush is going to give information, but also security. Nicolex should be able to take this one without too much issue. Danka not even on the same side of the map at the moment. Really doesn't feel obliged to contest this one at this stage. So 9 minutes in, we're going to see Rift Herald going into the back pocket of Trundle. Where would you like to just drop the classic go bot lane, give it to your hyper carry?
Yeah, I think you could definitely give it to Vayne. I think there's a pretty strong argument for both Bako and Vendetta here. I think the fact that Vendetta is so far behind in terms of the CS department is definitely sort of evened out a little bit, maybe by the kill, but the fact that Ginger also has a kill, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself right now. For Lightum, Muramana, or not Muramana, Manamune against the combined cost of what that Dirk tier boots and longsword is. You can see how big the lead is for Game Legion down there, but I think probably just Bako at the moment is where you end up giving it to, unless maybe you want to use it for mid lane priority to try and pick up this second dragon. I think there's definitely plenty of options. If you want the gold to go to your carriage, you can do that. If you want to use it to try and ensure that Game Legion don't pick up a second dragon, I think that's also a very valid choice.
So I'm going to be able to get a nice start and a lot of damage actually down on Tobacco, but not going to be able to follow through with the kill. Doesn't have the burst quite yet, and with the Gnar, you're not really looking towards that damage necessarily. But Danka now moving in over Vision. Nicolex is there, so it would be a 3v3 if they look for a dive, and they've just wandered over all the Vision in the world. So Game Legion might just decide to make a play mid happen instead as Jinjo moves back to clear away, but Wisdom is spotted at every turn, and now Misfortune might be in trouble at every turn. Going to be hit with the ultimate, flashes over the wall, still lands the damage, but won't be caught up by the CC too much. Wisdom needs to be careful though. Goes low, throws the ultimate down. The Nautilus is looking for a target, but can't find one. As Zai goes up in the air, the Cataclysm comes up through. Zanka goes golden. They've got a decent amount of damage, but no one is being hit by it as members of Team Phantasma are looking to slide away. Sanity is in trouble, will go down for the only kill of the fight. A lot of resources burned, but it's just going to be the Nautilus as the only victim.
Yeah, Dark, a great Cataclysm there to ensure that Team Phantasma are pretty much just forced to use all the defensive tools away. Flashes. It just means that they're never really going to have an opportunity to turn that one around, and Pape as well wasn't able to get down there in order to back up the rest of his team. Decent initial engage, but unfortunately, Jinjo in a position where he flashes over the wall, and then all of a sudden the flank comes in from behind them, probably not where they expected it to come from, Team Phantasma.
And we're going to have another look at this one, just to see exactly what happened, because it looked like an alright pick onto Jinjo initially, but then they were just caught out in too many angles.
Yeah, too many angles here, yeah. I think the Renato as well definitely helps, but this Cataclysm here just forces 2 flashes, 3 flashes out away from the bullet time, and S-Kick is here first as well. I think numbers advantage, just positional advantage as well, just means that it's always a fight that Game Legion are going to comfortably win.
Sakura's in a bit of trouble though. He's going to have to hop, skip, and jump away. Also burning the flash to escape Sanity and Nicolex. As Vendetta has now also joined them on the top side. So looking to get a lane swap, but that's quite an interesting decision because Dragon is up and Game Legion should be able to have free reign of it.
They will, but how many plates will this play get for Team Phantasma? I mean, they are down 1,000 gold right now. They've got 2 plates before the Herald charges. There's an extra 2, and they should just get this whole tower. So whole tower for a Dragon, not too bad. Bako forced to flash away. And the issue is it's already being cross-mapped. You can see Jinjo getting all of these solo plates. At the very least picked up one. I'm not sure if the second one was also picked up at the time. We'll share it with Wisdom. And this Herald will not get a second charge, but they did pick up another Dragon in the gold lead. Clawed back from that 1,000 deficit. So not a bad play. And of course getting Vendetta back into the game as well. Definitely feels pretty good. Still 500 gold behind though, that's the issue. That's going to feel a little bit bad in the pockets of the GLO AD carry Nicola though. Nicolex, rather, I beg your pardon. 1,500 gold up on his counterpart in Danka, who currently has the exhaust pocketed with this spell book, so that...
Ooh, damage into Sanity, but he's going to be able to dive away with the anchor as Vistum throws the ultimate through and just going to smack a Krug in his rage.
Really angry at that rock.
Yeah, the Krog's like, excuse me, sir, and then dives away. But the Ahri's now in a bit of trouble, has to dash away using the ultimate as members of Game Legion collapse in. Sakura has to use the ultimate, you know, to try and disengage this. But Nicolex and Bako in full pursuit won't charge onto the second tower, though, as they back away. But a lot of bark and no bite in the last couple of engagements as no one goes down once again.
Yeah, exactly. But still a lot of poking and prodding. Both teams playing towards different sides of the map right now. I think Team Phantasma doing a pretty decent job of just ensuring that they're keeping within touching distance in terms of the gold. I think the Herald use is pretty good. And even though Jinjo was able to procure a lot of gold off the cross map for himself, for now isn't actually going to be felt until probably the next Dragon fight. And definitely interesting to see. It looks like we're going to be getting the Leandri's build with this Muramana. It's definitely a build that's risen to priority and popularity recently. It's a very odd build. I can't remember what ends up going on after the Muramana and the Leandri's Torment. I think I've seen people do weird things like Collector. I think it's just basically utility items, whatever you need after those two items. MF is able to provide a wide array of things as Team Phantasma trying to provide a wide array of pain, potentially, to Jinjo, who is just collecting this wave underneath the tower. He overstepped. Definitely would have been caught out. Still no flash. Seems like a lot of discipline to ensure that. Just won't overstep in the middle of that lane.
I'm excited to see what Mage Fortune is going to bring out this game. I'll give it up, because the amount of damage that you can put through from the E and the ultimate as well, lest we forget, is absolutely absurd with this new build. Insanity might be living up to that name as he dives away from yet more damage. Members of Gamer Legion moving in towards this bot side, but won't be able to take down that tower. Of course, plates have now fallen off, meaning that these objectives are a little bit easier to remove. Of course, Phantasma secured themselves the first one already, and at the 15-minute mark, the gold lead has snuck back towards Gamer Legion, but Essig is running directly towards Pepe and needs to be careful lest he go down.
Yeah, well, should just look for a reset after this. Pick up his first item. Looks like Pape will be going towards the Everfrost, and I think that is the Leandri's. That will be picked up by Iskek, and it is. So no Everfrost, no Ludens coming out of the Blanc. Definitely an interesting choice of item there, but I think still going to get the job done as Teleport comes in behind the bottom lane of Gamer Legion here.
Ooh, and Vizda in a lot of trouble. There's the damage coming on through, though, as Bako, he teleported in, but might be to his death as they're going to flash into the alcove to secure themselves a kill. The Jace is low, but not out. Wisdom, though, might be going the way of the Fountain. Has to get Golden to dodge away from Sanity's ultimate, but Nicolex chows down for the kill. 2 for Team Phantasma, who can look to push towards this tower.
Yeah, I mean, well played for the Game Legion bottom lane to almost turn that teleport around onto Bako, but unfortunately wasn't able to find lethal, and Bako just turns it around, almost one-shots the Misfortune as Skip gonna try and delay this tower falling, but I think it's all but gone, but they will trade this kill.
Nicolex goes low, has to get away, but the Cataclysm is going to catch on to 2. Goes up in the air, Vendetta looking to potentially for a little bit more damage. Dankers low, Essig moving forward, trying to find Sanity, gets the chain. Will the root come through? Yes, it will, and there's the kill with the flag and the mage. It's LeBlanc securing that one as Pepe moves in to make sure Vendetta has a clear way out.
Yeah, and curiously, Sakura on the top side, whilst all of this is going on, doesn't have to teleport, decides not to go for the tower. Going to reset instead for the Stridebreaker, and I imagine just move down towards this dragon now. Gamer Legion going to stay out on the map after this play, mid-jungle. As Parker uses the spellbook to base, get his item, and picks up the teleport. I love it from the spellbook. It's genius. He's back. And now all of a sudden it's like he never left. And be able to set up some vision here. Priority should be gained by the MF and the Renata.
Ooh, Essig on the side, looking towards the Nicolex, gets the root, has support from Tanker as well, so they could be looking just for a full engage. Nice knockup coming up through as well, but the LeBlanc has been rooted up, caught in place. The damage is huge, but the Misfortune burning through the rest of Team Phantasma. No one's fallen just yet, though, as Pepe looking for an execute, won't be able to find it. Sacred goes big and is a very angry, large man as they're going to get the re-engage coming on through. Wisdom has to dash away, but can they get the damage? Sanity is the first to fall. But Gamer Legion just moved back towards the dragon. They've got health bars that aren't super full. But Team Phantasma are in the same place. What can happen here? Gamer Legion really want to grab themselves this third dragon. Teleport is coming on through, this time from someone who actually took teleport in Champ Select, as Essig back in the map, looking for some damage, throwing poke to and fro as this dragon goes low. 2,500 going to actually reset as Team Phantasma might have been given a little bit of respite trying to push forward, getting more poke down, but eventually they're just going to let it go. Third dragon goes away of Gamer Legion as the fight goes the same way.
Yeah, the fight does go the same way. Really well played on the initial pick. Let's kind of oversteps a little bit, almost goes down. The bailout I don't think actually came into effect, but I think would have probably helped out in the end. I think Sanity just oversteps, trying to get the turnaround. Team Phantasma, you understand, when they get the charm, they get the turn. It's a key member like that. I'm going to try and get that turnaround kill, but unfortunately for themselves, they're just not able to find lethal onto anybody in Game Legion. Kind of get away with it scot-free. And now they are one dragon away from Ocean Soul. I think right now can pretty much sit comfortably where they are, as we'll get a replay of this kick going in, locks up Nicolex. The first chain, second chain comes in, and then the full-on commit. And you can see on the bottom side, Ari comes in, gets the charm on the rooted LeBlanc, but unfortunately just isn't able to have any more damage followed up. This bullet time separates and disperses Team Phantasma from actually moving forward. And at this point, unfortunately, Sanity just ends up getting walloped. Goes a little bit too far forward. You can see through this choke, it's just so difficult to approach. Turnaround comes in. Not much you can do about that. So much CC just gets chucked into that tight tunnel.
Pepe doing some damage into Gamer Legion, helping Nicolex secure that Rift Herald second of the map, because of course it's after that 15-minute mark. We're not going to be getting any plates, but will be used as a battering ram. You've got to imagine maybe to break open this mid lane tower, because taking that one down would help the Greek side open up the map, and that would be a step in the right direction for a team that, while about 1,000 behind at this stage of the game, definitely still fighting like they're on parity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think when you take a look at the items, there's not too much a difference between the completions right now. You know, it's only really Jinjo who's got an item advantage over Vendetta, who could actually be pretty close to finishing up the Mirror Runner. I think that's 1,400 combined cost from those components, so not too far away. Actually, Observers, if I could ask maybe for a swap over to gold. I want to see how close Desire is. I'm not sure if I can ask. There you go. So next wave, we'll have that Mirror Mana, and then they will be at Iron Parry. But I feel like Game Legion at the moment, game state feels like theirs, map control is theirs. Could get turned around.
Through, a lot of damage coming on through from both ultimates. Jinjo picks up Sanity again as Danga uses the Cataclysm, can't find a way out, but keeps Bako in place for a couple of seconds longer. On the other side, though, Essek needs to be careful. Diving away from the Ahri, tries to dodge, dip, weave, but has to go over the wall eventually. Last Auto Pepe gonna follow through. Can he find the kill? Yes, he can. The shutdown for the Ahri. On the other side, Wisdom and Sakura running to the win. Jinjo on the side might try and look to put a bit of damage down. Sakura can't find the ultimate onto anyone of Phantasma. This could be the opportunity, but they can't find the re-engage. They're looking just to press forward into the mid lane and maybe take down this tower. But Gamer Legion, you can see some cracks forming, and Team Phantasma all too happy to capitalize.
Yeah, all too happy to capitalize indeed. Game Legion getting a little bit sloppy here. Wisdom could get run down.
He's actually going to be able to get away with the heal coming out of Jinjo, but they will be able to get this mid lane tower. Members of Gamer Legion want to try and stop this Rift Herald from getting a second charge, and Sakura just going to be able to slap the eye and secure it. But it looks like things looking a little bit better for Team Phantasma in that last fight. And Sakura needs to be careful. He can't overextend too far. Yeah, he's getting angry, but not angry enough. But another play. This game is so back and forth, and honestly, I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, so am I. I mean, I think GL at the moment should maybe be a little bit too overeager to try and force the issue. Team Phantasma, they're not really out of it. Yeah, like we were kind of saying before that play kicked off, the IM differential isn't really massive right now, as bullet time is just gonna shred through Pape. No Spirit Rush available, and that is the power of that build.
Buds through, literally, with the Leandries, that is able just to secure an easy one-on-one. Essek on the top side may also be able to take down a tower just to show Gamer Legion, hey, we might not have the best fight last time around, but we're going to be taking these objectives. We're keeping ourselves in a very dominant position. Team Phantasma, what's the response going to be? Because they have to decide in the next minute.
Yeah, they do have to decide in the next minute. I think the issue is 5v5. It just feels so difficult to approach. The range of engage isn't really there. They kind of have a bit of a mix of a poke and a pick composition. It's only really Nautilus that's giving them true hard engage, and Gamer Legion, they have definitely had a tendency so far in this game to overstep, so maybe that's what Team Phantasma can prey on and hope for a little bit. So they can find that.
Nicolex rooted up, knocked up. The damage is there, but Trundle's still alive. Dagger thrown through, watch the Renard's ultimate, there's a berserk Trundle in the midst of the team fight as he's going to be forced to back away. Sakura moving forward, trying to find Bako, but gets knocked back by the hammer as Gamer Legion skipping towards another set of fighting as Team Phantasma just going to take refuge under their mid lane tower. Of course, Gamer Legion do not have one to back off to in the same area. Sakura moving forward towards Vendetta, gets some damage down. Nice from the Gnar, forcing the ultimate out. No root coming in as it goes over the wall, gets one himself. The ultimate burns through the Nautilus as Jinjo skips back down river. We said the fight would be around this next dragon. It looks like for now, Gamer Legion have the advantage. They control the entrances to the pit, and they're going to start it up.
Yeah, they are going to start this up. Essek!
Oh, that's beautiful. Picks up another pick. And do you know what? That all but confirms it. Soul goes the way of Gamer Legion.
It felt like it was confirmed anyway, but Essek just make sure that it's going to be in writing as well. Picks up that kill onto Bako. And I mean, Jinjo on this Misfortune is just being so oppressive with the make it range. The bullet time as well to finish off kills. It just feels like Team Phantasma have no real way of reaching this Misfortune right now, whilst the rest of the team just causes havoc, regardless of where they are. Wisdom with these ultimates as well across two walls. which makes it so oppressive for Team Phantasma to play the game, even when they're, in reality, kind of spread out quite far from one another. Still doesn't matter, Berserk comes in. You have Vayne hitting Pepe in the back line, not able to actually return any damage over a wall. It just means that Gamer Legion are able to win out on these team fights handily, and now with that soul, it's just going to exacerbate this issue as you get the replay here. It's all about the chains that come in onto Nicolex, and he gets so chunked out. The Subjugate actually heals him up quite substantially, buys a lot of time here, but still is going to drop eventually. But it's Danka that goes down. Drops, you can see as well on the bottom side. Sakura gets knocked back by the hammer. I think it's actually buffered into a flash. Yeah, really nice stuff there from Barco. You can see Make It Rain's constantly just being so oppressive, but again, it's Sakura with a hop into the Stride Breaker, which forces this Feather Storm. Game Legion have to go into a bit of a retreat. I can see there's just no real true lockdown, and once the lockdown does actually come in on the opposite side for Gamer Legion, they're able to pick up Sanity with pretty much relative ease, and at this numbers advantage, they probably would have picked this up anyway. Again, another oppressive Make It Rain forces Barco and the rest of Team Phantasma into a very awkward position where they have to poke and prod slowly, but in that slow approach, Essek Fangs Baird takes down Barco and ensures that that soul is theirs.
Now Gamer Legion looking to just assert their dominance a little bit more, but Danka probably not the one to be doing that with Baron on the cards. Has to dive away, loses half his health, and Gamer Legion, while they have control over the river, with a half-health jungler, might be feeling a little bit worse when Nicolex moving forward, looking towards Wisdom, the re-engage coming on through, but there's the bullet time. Jinjo knocked into the air. The Renata ultimate will land, but it's not going to do too much. Sakura on the wide, gets the wall for Nicolex. Gonna be caught out on the side. No idea what that flank was, but now it's a case of Gamer Legion moving forward. Do they have the chase? Do they have the re-engage to try and find Vendetta? No, they don't, but they're going to move towards the Baron.
And the thing is, they've lost one of their core poke members. They've got an Ocean Soul on the opposite side for Gamer Legion. They can just play this Baron game and this dance so easily. Team Phantasma, they're going to have to find a pick, and they're going to have to hope that they can remove somebody quickly, otherwise it's a numbers disadvantage. They're looking for it.
Another fight's coming on through. Nicolex on the side needs to be careful. The charm doesn't land. Sanity goes low and is deleted. Danka gets the ultimate down on and two. The Trundle is looking for support, but no one's following through. But dives across the fight towards Vendetta, goes up in the air, back down with the root, but needs to be careful. Is burning and running for his life. But it looks like Sakura's got on top of him. It's a kill for Jinjo once again as Pabi, running for the hills, flashes into the red buff pit as Nicolex will take a blast cone out. Team Phantasma lose two members, but they might also lose Baron.
Oh, they're definitely going to lose Baron. I don't think Pape, Nicolex, and Barco can really do too much about this. They do have a lot of damage between the Jace. The Jace is on spike. Pape is almost at a death cap, but I just feel like this Baron is going to burn down too quickly. And if they do try and interrupt it, they'll just get turned on and probably die. See what they do. Sakura is also building up the Mega Nart, and S-Kick is trying to play bodyguard at this choke here. I think it's just too dangerous.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything as members of Gamer Legion peel off to try and get the fight going. Sakura goes to half health, though. It will be secured by Jinjo and Danka. Sakura actually moving forward, getting the ultimate into the wall, finds Nicolex. He's going to be able to get the Subjugate down, but it doesn't matter as LeBlanc secures the kill. Backo trying to force some poke, but will just be forced back towards the Wolves as Danka helps cut him off with the Flag and Drag, the knock up, the damage. I don't know if Jace gets away from this one. The root will secure it as Renata throws the ultimate down. There's an angry Ari in the midst, but she's going to dive away. The ultimate from Misfortune will just clip as LeBlanc seals their fate. It's another double for the mid laner as Gamer Legion have Baron looking to continue the fight. They might just look to press into the base.
They might press into the base. They might even think about the game. 30 seconds on both the solo laners, 10 seconds on a Trundle, which you don't really care about. I think the safer option, just play for this inhibitor. I think they'll do quite comfortably. Sakura also even has a wave on the top side. They might retreat up towards the top side after this mid lane as well. 15 seconds worth of time, 90 seconds until the Elder Dragon. Plenty of options. I think inhib, into reset. You're pretty comfortable with this one. Gamer Legion have just been out team fighting Team Phantasma for the last, what feels like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Team Phantasma aren't able to touch Injo, aren't able to lock down S-Kick. And Danka on this Jarvan is providing so much annoyance and backline threat, but not even in the traditional sense of trying to actually murder somebody, but just locking them down, locking them up, and then having the rest of his team follow up on it. In this instance, after the Baron, they're just able to find the turnaround. Sakura, you feel maybe overreaches a little bit, gets chunked out so heavily, half his HP, but able to pick up Nicolex, and the issue is, Barco, Pape, they tried to go back around to try and help their jungler, but you can see Barco a little bit too thirsty to try and find a little more poke damage. Sakura's leap, crush rather, unfortunately doesn't make it over the wall, but it doesn't matter. They're able to find more kills. Barco goes down to the chains. Renato makes that Ahri very angry, like you say. They just have to run for the hills in this bullet time. Just about gets on to the Ahri. Kill credit goes over to Eskip.
And now for Gamer Legion, it's all about how they can close out this game. Maybe looking towards Sanity, puts the slow down, but will be followed through by Danka. Wisdom is there as well, but in the meantime, Nicolex might be the target, caught by the Gnar once again as the teleport's coming into the base. Keep your eyes on that one, but the Gnar goes low, will be taken up in the air and deleted, but so much damage coming in from Jinjo. The Cataclysm keeps them in place as they make it rain, make it pour, as Gamer Legion take down more. Triple kill coming through from Jinjo, and that should be the game. The Prime League representatives announce themselves into Group B. We're going to see K-Golf later. We're going to see X7 later. But we've already seen a Gamer Legion victory.
We have indeed seen a victory, and a very clean one once it came to the team fights. Here for the German side, Team Phantasma just were not able to stand up to the power of SK LeBlanc and Jinjo's misfortune. And Darko, honestly, after a pretty shaky early game, if you ask me, a couple of questionable decisions, brings so much back to the team fight later on. So many clean flagging drags, so many strong cataclysms which force multiple flashes for the rest of the teams to capitalize on. Absolutely fantastic stuff from the Prime representatives.
I mean, everyone on their team was doing their job absolutely fantastically. We didn't talk that much about the Renata throughout the game because it was a little bit quiet in the early stages. And by the time we got to team fights, oh, look, there's a big flashy misfortune ultimate coming on through. And Danko was doing heroics, but there were so many massive ultimates from everyone on this lineup. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to jump to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be looking towards, well, looking back at that game and then looking towards our third game of the day. We've got Eska, we've got Fnatic TQ. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Amazon European Masters. We've just come off the back of Gamer Legion picking up their first win of the group stages up against Team Phantasma coming out of the GLL. Viper and Jamada with you once again, and we're going to be joined by the coach from Team Phantasma. The Rock 7 will be coming in for an interview, and it's going to be great to talk to a coach because, you know, I need to talk to someone with some brains around here. Jamada doesn't necessarily provide that. The Rock 7, commiserations on the result from that game. What did you make of your team's performance in the first match here at the group stages?
We want to make the group spicy, to be honest. We came here like an underdog from a GLA region, and we want to make things spicy for this group. It's a group of death for us because of the K-Corp, Gamer Legion, etc., etc. But we want to play our game, and we want to be aggressive, to be honest.
Okay, and I like that answer. I like that you kind of recognize where, and I was actually going to touch on that with my question. I was going to say, I think, you know, it's no secret this is a very tough draw for you guys, right? Like you said, very strong teams in this group for you. But I think in the most recent Amazon EU Masters, we've had a lot of, you know, outside of Greece, fanfare for the Greek teams. The representatives that you sent to the tournament have been very, very fun. Do you have any words of encouragement, not just for obviously your fans rooting for you domestically, but also maybe other fans as well outside of Greece in terms of what exciting things you can bring to this group in terms of maybe causing an upset, maybe bring some extra spiciness to the group?
We have a single motto at this team. They are humans, they can bleed, they can lose. And we go forward like that. We go forward every single skirmish or game plan or macro decision. We go for it for sure. And we go for all in. Actually, we want to play the stable meta drafts like Zaya, etc., as you saw for the Zaya. But we believe we can steal 1-2 games for sure.
Nice. I love to hear the confidence and the saying we're just going to go forward and anyone can lose on their day. And we see that plenty here at the Amazon European Masters. My final question for you today is if you've got that little bit of spice prepared, if you've got that little bit of extra something coming in from the Greek League, can you give us a teaser maybe of what's to come from your team?
Maybe.